Welcome to Outlaw Woodworking. Today we're going to attempt to make a toy boat. And this is one of my favorite boats, the Outremer 55. It is a very fast catamaran, really sharp lines. And we're going to try to make a wood toy that looks just like this. So let me show you how I'm going to do it. The first thing we need to do is make two of these holes. Now right here you can see I've already drawn this right side hole, and basically I'm going to have a right and a left and then two center pieces, and there's the windows right there. Next up we're going to do the center body, which you'll see right here, and I'm going to have to make three of these pieces to make the center of the catamaran wide enough, and I'll have to glue those together. Right there you can see it with the windows cut out. And that's basically the center, going to be in the center of the two holes. And basically these are the pieces that I need. The three centers that look just like that, and then the two outside holes. Let's go over the machine and cut these out. Right away I'm using a RD2075, and I'll show you a picture of it right here. I go through my whole homing sequence, and then I do the XYZ on my touch plate, and get ready to cut this. After installing the RD2075 and doing all the pre-warm up and everything, I cut out the windows and I cut out the body of the right side, and then I had to flip it over and cut out the left side. Right here I'm cutting out the interior body of the catamaran. I've got three of these pieces to do. This is the profile tool path. I've already cut the window out of it. Next up, it was time to use the bandsaw and cut them out of their little pieces, and then take them over to the router and run a flush bit around them. After I run all the pieces through the flush bit, I then take them over to my rigid sander and kind of clean up all the pieces and make sure they're all straight. Right here I'm going to use my bandsaw. I need to narrow up the holes in the front of the catamaran. I want some nice sharp front holes, and I'm using my bandsaw to do it. Right here I do a little test fitting, just kind of check it out and see what it's going to look like. Once I test fit it and I liked it, it was time to glue the center three pieces together. I'm going to need to glue those first and then turn around and glue them to the holes. Once I was done gluing, I glued them to the holes. The next day I unglued it, and here's what it looks like so far. I needed to do a lot of sanding to kind of clean off all this glue and kind of give it a nice shape. And I wanted to round off the bottoms of the holes and sharpen up the front of the bow and make these holes really nice and clean. Once I was done with all the sanding, it was time to glue the mast on and start figuring out how to do this sail. And right there I glue the mast on. The first attempt was, I thought about making the sail out of a piece of old t-shirt, and that didn't prove out to be very good. So I kind of played around with it for a little bit, and then I decided that it was just too hard to do that. And I decided I had some wood, some like 1/8 inch or some pretty thin plywood, and I decided that would be the best way. So I figured out the size and I cut it on my bandsaw, and that looked pretty good. So now basically I just needed to cut a little mast boom and then figure out how to mount this on here. And I decided that hot gluing it would be the easiest way rather than try to use regular glue. I hot glued the sail to the mast, and this turned out to work pretty good. And there you can see it, kind of what it's going to look like. And there you go, one little wood sailboat. This is an Outremer 45. Doesn't have the jib on it right now, but it does have a head sail. So this is the prototype of possibly making some more. And yeah, let me know what you think of it in the comments. Kind of has a cool look to it. I like that I used the wood sail. Originally, like I showed you, I was going to use an old t-shirt, but it just didn't seem as good. Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you next time. Later.
Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. But I wouldn't trade a thing.